Today we're looking at our 36-inch Petrol power trowel. This is one of 4 models in our range. The range includes our 60 cm edging trowel, this 36-inch unit, our 45-inch, and our ride-on Petrol power trowel. We'll start with maintenance on this unit. Most maintenance items are found either on the engine itself, or just below it on the gearbox. First things first, let's look at the engine oil. You'll find the dipstick right here. Always make sure the oil level is between the low and high marks on the dipstick. The engine also has a spark plug, which you'll find on top, between the air filter and the exhaust. The air filter is inside this cover here. Remove this nut, and you'll get access to the filter. There are 2 layers. The sponge layer on the outside, and the paper element inside. You can rinse the sponge layer with clean water and let it dry before refitting. The paper element can be cleaned by blowing it out gently with compressed air, from the inside out. If any of the parts are too worn, our spares department stocks replacements. For servicing intervals, always check your operator's manual. Now, let's look at the gearbox that drives the rotation of the pan. The servicing intervals are also in the manual. This gearbox uses standard gear oil. You can check the oil level through the sight glass. It should line up with the red dot. The machine also has a drive belt. Check every so often that the belt isn't fraying or worn on the edges. Don't worry if the belt seems loose when the engine is off. The clutch expands and pulls it tight automatically as the revs increase. Finally, give all nuts and bolts a quick inspection. Check the frame, gearbox mounts, engine bolts, and the blade bolts. Make sure everything is tight as part of your daily checks. On the bottom section of the machine, you'll find 4 grease points. They're located on each of the arms around the machine. Use standard EP2 grease for these points. Before using the machine, do your standard checks. Check your oil level, make sure your air filter is clean. And ensure you have enough petrol in the tank. These machines are 4-stroke petrol. They run on 93 or 95 unleaded fuel. Once your checks are done, turn on the ignition switch. Check the secondary switch on the handle. It needs to be pushed forward to the on position. Back is off, forward is on. Now, set your throttle to the slow or idle position. That's off, and this is full throttle. Never try to start it at full throttle. Next, check the fuel tap at the carburetor. Turn it to the on position. If the engine is cold, engage the choke. Grab the starter handle and pull to start. If the machine is already warm, you don't need the choke. Once it's running, let the engine warm up for a minute or 2 before working. Power trowels can be used with or without a pan. Today, we're using the pan for demonstration. When using the pan, the blades lock into these brackets. That way, the pan rotates with the blades. Always make sure these brackets are intact. They wear down over time, as do the blades, which will eventually need replacement. If you're using the machine directly on concrete without the pan, you may need to adjust the blade pitch depending on how wet the concrete is. You adjust the pitch by turning this handle. As you turn the handle, watch how the blades tilt upward. This changes the amount of contact the blades have with the surface. Now let's look at the throttle lever. Here's the idle position, where the engine just ticks over. Push it forward to increase the engine speed. As the revs climb, the clutch engages and the pan begins to turn. Always keep a firm grip on the handles. Pull back slightly in the opposite direction as you increase revs. This will give you better control and keep operations safe. For transport, you can fold the handle down. Simply loosen this handle here, and fold it back.